Hey everyone, this is Shelly, your friendly cruise director for English 300. This particular video, I'm hoping to show you how to use the power of process assignments. As you can see, we're sitting in the Connect world. The power process assignments are in Connect. Hopefully you've started to figure out the assignments in here are listed by due date. The power process have these little circle icons. Just notice up here under assignment list, you can sort. So next, which will go by calendar, that kind of stuff. But power process, you're looking for the circular ones. The titles should align with the titles as you see them listed in D2L. So this is the first one asked of you. Click on it. It tells you here's your instructions. Notice complete all the prompts. Okay. Now, what power of process is it's a technology overlay on top of a reading to try to get you engaging with the reading. So imagine the difference between listening to a lecture for an hour where the person doesn't stop and just goes Mach 10 talking about whatever topic it is, and they don't allow you or prompt you to try to stop and think and reflect and make connections to things you already know or experiences you already have. That's kind of the point of power of process. It's to slow you down and have you engage with the reading. That being said, I don't expect these to be super polished activities. I expect them to be reading notes. This is basically asking you to do kind of guided reading notes. So as long as you sincerely engage with the activity, you should earn your points. Power process, each time you get a set of questions or prompts to put on top of the text. The kind of orange-pink ones are things you're supposed to do before you read it. The green ones as you're reading, and the blue kind of after the fact. So if you click on the orange one, this particular one says, ask you a question, what questions you have about the text before reading it. And considering this may be your first time about, reading or learning about genre, you might have questions, or you may not already know things or have ideas, or based on other experiences. Most folks, especially, a good chunk of you are English majors, you have an idea of what genre is. So you might want to be thinking about what is the difference between genre and film or books, etc. So answer that, make sure you click save, go back to your wheel, and then you're going to go on to the next one. Now, some of these are scanning ones. Not scanning, they're highlighting. And so notice here, scan for new vocabulary is green, so you can go and highlight. This is my second video, so I'd accidentally done it once. Wasn't happy with part of it. So in this instance, I highlighted film genre versus genre film, going like, hey, this kind of sets up like those are two opposite things, and I left a note. But let's find another one. Skim through what other terms might stick out at me. Mode. Well, what does this mode thing mean? How is that different from genre? So you highlight whatever it is for the highlighting activities. And as you know from being good students and good note takers, that if you highlight something, you probably should take some note related to the highlight, aka why did I highlight this? So, what has it got you thinking of? What questions does it prompt for you? So the highlight activities, you highlight and leave notes, and then go back, and then move on to the next one. So this is a question again. Who does the author want to read this text? And that makes sense that this question is, you have to read it for a while before you're able to answer the question. So you actually read the text and then leave an answer. And then the next one, to find the author's purpose, etc. So you move through this. And again, I just want to remind you that these aren't meant to be polished homeworks. They're meant to be things that get you to not just read the text, but kind of engage the text. One thing I do want to acknowledge, however, if you scroll down and actually look at the text in here, it's not very big. Or maybe it's just I'm now over 40 and I look at that and go like, it's not very big. Please notice in D2L, when I list the text that you're responsible for reading, so this is due date 2, homework 2, focus on genre, told you to engage with chapter 9 in Connect, but then complete these 2 power processes. Notice I have links here. These links actually take you to, all of these texts are pulled from digital texts in the UA library. And so here is actually the book, the digital book that this chapter came from. And if we go back and go like, so this was Selbo's chapter 1 from the book. If you wanted, if it was easier to read, or if you want to print, it might be easier to actually read chapter 1 in this place, because look here, we can make it bigger. I'm basically just showing you all that, I now definitely wear glasses. So this, look at the size of this text in relation to, oops, here we go, the size of this text. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions or get stuck with Power Process, feel free to ask me, and I'll be able to troubleshoot to a point. And then if it gets potentially really problematic, might, again, send you to the Connect folks. But as I've posted in a couple times now, if you have difficulties with things like Power Process or Hypothesis, before you frantically call or reach out to folks, I highly suggest you try a couple things. Clear your cache on your browser, try a different browser, and potentially even try rebooting your computer. You'd be surprised at how many just little kind of processing glitches are resolved by trying those things. I hope you have fun with this. I hope it gets you engaging with the text better, and I look forward to seeing how you all take notes in these texts.